Thank you, Madam Speaker. I listened to my colleague's speech very carefully. We always agree at the bloc that the government has to show transparency and divulge the information contained in these documents. But I'd like to ask a very simple question from my colleague. I know that they've already opposed a motion to reaffirm Canada's commitment to the Paris Agreement. I'd like to know, does she agree with the situation that exposes us that there is climate change according to evidence? So does she agree to the existence of climate change? The Honourable Member for Renfrew.
Madam Speaker, the climate has been changing since Earth was first created. We've gone through hundreds of millions of years. In fact, here, right where we are, it used to be a desert at one point and another point buried by a glacier. So it's really insulting to ask whether or not somebody believes in climate change, unless, of course, they're referring to the Church of Climate Change Socialism.
Questions and comments? The Honourable Member for Edmonton Strathcona.
Madam Speaker, did this member just say that man-made climate change does not exist? Is that what we just heard in this House? I am speechless, and I'm speechless as an Albertan who represents a province where, for example, Jasper, the beloved city of Jasper, burnt down because of direct impacts of climate change. You know, I'm looking at around the world where we are seeing women and girls directly impacted by climate change, where people are losing their homes, their lives, their livelihoods to climate change. Did this member just say that she does not believe that human-caused climate change exists?
That makes sense.
The Honourable for Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke.
Madam Speaker, had the member been listening to the question asked whether or not, was asked of me whether or not there was climate change, to which I said, of course there was. If this other member wants to dream some other conspiracy theory up, she's quite welcome to.
Questions and comments, the Honourable Member for Lac-Saint-Jean. Thank you, Madam Speaker. What I like particularly about the House debate is what we're hearing. I just learned that my Conservative colleague admits, and you'll check the blues, Madam Speaker, that, in fact, climate change is caused by humans. The Conservatives are very tight on government spending, and now we know that they admit that climate change is caused by humans. Does my colleague agree with me that it doesn't make sense to send money, taxes from Canadian taxpayers to the biggest polluters in the planet, and also these are the richest companies because they're making record profits? Does she agree with me, and I imagine yes, that we have to stop sending money to oil and gas companies in Alberta from the Government of Canada?
Nipissing Pembroke has 1 minute to respond.
What we have to do is stop taxing Canadians and taking that tax under the auspices of it being able to change the weather and giving that tax money to friends of Liberals so they can invent other alternative forms of energy production that end up costing taxpayers and homeowners even more. We went through this already in Ontario. People had to decide whether or not to heat or eat their homes. And now they've taken what they destroyed at the provincial level and are trying to make it happen all across Canada. We're going to stop that. We're going to make things right, Madam Speaker.